Welcome to Calvin, the Digital Creative School. Yo, what's up? Oh shit, I think my mic is way too loud. One sec. Audio settings. Yes. I feel like the audio settings have become more and more complicated on Windows. Let me quickly finish. Or can I actually just do this and then it should be fine? Yeah, that should be fine. Okay, looks like it's working. Alright. Okay, everyone. Welcome to the live stream, where today I'm going to show you how I created a bunch of those effects for the League of Legends Worlds video. Let me just quickly show you what I'm talking about, in case you haven't seen it yet. There we go. Well, it's behind the scenes. I actually edited a little bit of a behind the scenes thing here. Alright, let's go. Desktop Casino. Here we go. Alright, so I basically have the sequence here where the balls, these light ghosts are starting to float. Let me turn down the volume a little bit. Maybe like this. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So we got these spheres, these balls floating in a cinema room. The whole video was really emotional. Very emotional. Hype teaser. Yeah, and then these balls start to float. And we got this cool reveal shot that works really well, I think. Yeah, then we got some footage from all over the world. Right, let me see. It only continues a little bit later. Here we go. Yeah, and then we got these, the balls passing them by. I can just make this full screen. Yeah. And then I think we have this final, trophy shot after Faker. Yeah, this one where the balls just kind of like, the orbs just float out of the trophy and back in. Yeah, and that's that. I did a little bit more for this series, like there was one teaser where we did balloons. I can show you that too, I guess. I don't know if I have the full video right now. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you mostly how I did this sequence here, because I feel like that's what most people are interested in. We actually did a scan, like a photogrammetry scan of that space. I have it right here. I have a little clip here, how a little behind the scenes clip, and how we did it. Let me just play you a bit of it. I'm working on creating like a full, making of behind the scenes video here. But yeah, just to show you a little part of it. Let's go. Yeah, let's just do this. They had this awesome techno crane there.
I'm checking shadow casting. We got some software shadows, but it's fine. It's gonna work. It's so epic, actually. Alright, cool. We got everything now that I need. Yeah, we just get those as high as possible again. Okay. And then we can scan those shares.
And here you can see the actual footage on the actual footage that we used to scan it. Let me disable these clips real quick. So basically I asked them to give us like a big soft light source onto the chairs, onto the seats, so we can scan them easier, right? So like they got these big light sources up for me, and they're pointing at these chairs, so they got pretty soft lighting. Like it's not perfect, but it's soft enough for it to work. I was worried a little bit because the base of the chairs here are pretty reflective, right? And also like the wood part up there. So I was a little worried that it would not pick up for the photo scan. But yeah, but it worked out well enough. Here we go. Yeah, just basically running around them a little bit, getting different perspectives, and then also like once from the back to like get the back a little bit. We should have done even more movement. Like this was barely enough to make it work, in my opinion. But yeah, it did work out at the end. I can show you the blender scene here. So this is the scans put together, and you can see they don't look great. They don't look amazing, but it did work for the for the scene, for the rendering. It was good enough. Yeah, I did the scanning, like the photogrammetry with Polycam, and I actually uploaded I think it was like 10 gigabytes, the 10 gigabyte video file that I just showed you there to make the scan. I experimented a little bit around. Wait, I think maybe I can log in and show you the different results, because I tried to not have to upload the whole 10 gigabyte video file and just upload like a shorter version where I basically speed it up. I think I sped it up 4 or 10 times. But it turned out that the more data you have, the better your result will be. Let me show you here. Okay, so these are the different results. This was the first one, I think. Yeah, they should be pretty bad, probably. Let's see. Yeah, okay. It's not terrible. Oh wait, no. I think this was the full file. Let me see. Raw file size. I don't know if you can number of frames. I know this was not the full video. Yeah, I mean it looks it looks okay down here. Oh, but it's very warped. For some reason this area is very good. Let's see, I also did the Gaussian split, which was pretty cool. The Gaussian split looks pretty nice, but it's not so useful for what we wanted to do, because we need the light interaction, and with Gaussian splitting it's not so easy to get light interactions. This should be one of the better ones, I think. Oh no, this is a very bad one. Yeah, I think this is what I got when I reduced the frames a lot. Yeah. So yeah, just having as many, like what I learned from this was that just having as many frames as you can get really helps the 3D scanning process. It's just as much about quantity as it is about quality. Alright, okay, so we got that. So basically I got those scans and I put them together, like a few of them, tried to like kind of like rebuild the whole theater. Or like at least the seats of the theater that way. I also have a few duplicated ones here. I basically just took like one of the best parts of this scan and placed it over parts of the scan that didn't look so good, right? So I could have a little bit more space for my camera animation. Yeah, and then we just had those. Oh yeah, wait, I can show you. These balls are geometry nodes setup. I really like geometry nodes. It's so cool. Let me show you. Alright. It's not too complicated, not too big of a setup. It's basically just, wait, can I go into render mode here? Show it to you rendered. Is my PC gonna be strong enough for this? Let me switch to my second GPU, if it isn't already. Okay, just second one. Switch this on and off again. Okay, there we go. Alright, so yeah, these balls are being spawned, right? Like the original mesh is just some boxes I made. And then, oh wait, can I go into, maybe this view is a bit better. Texture, please. Okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, these balls, and they, at the end, they slowly start to float away. Let me show the setup again. Okay, so basically what I did is I distributed points, right? Distributed point. Oh yeah, first of all, I turned the mesh into a volume, so that way we can distribute points in a volume, because otherwise you would only get the surfaces, and I want them to be spawned inside of this volume of the mesh. So I did that, and then we put instances of those of this sphere I built onto all those points. What did I do here? I think this is positioning, scale, rotation, scale. Ah, no, this is basically the spawning animation. Yeah. So I used this random scale between 0 and 1 to basically have a random fall off to when I want the spheres to appear. I have the scene time here. It gets multiplied a little bit to like have it slower, basically, to have like a slower scene time. And then it gets subtracted by the multiply, by the random time, right? So basically, it's being fed into the scale. Yeah, like all of this is being fed into the scale. This curve here makes it so that the scaling up of the spheres, of the orbs, is a little softer, right? So you can see when they spawn in, it's not linear, it's a bit softening out at the end, which is a bit nicer. Yeah, and basically this animation is getting set off by the random value here, right? Which, because it gets subtracted by the time, right? So if we are at minus time, nothing happens, right? Because this animation only goes from 0 to 1. So if this value, if the scene time is from 0 to 1, we basically get the spawning animation this here. So yeah, that's how the spawning works, the spawning animation. And then this is, I think, just the movement, right? Yeah, this is just wiggling. I did the wiggle with, with the noise texture. Just put the scene time into the W value. And then multiply that and put into the offset of this position. And that's how you get the wiggle. And then I did something similar to make them float away here at the end. Which is even more simple. It's just a random value from 0, which is basically like where they already are, to the value, like one of the value down here, which I animated so they start to float away, right? Like I can also change those values and then they fly in other directions over time. And this set position here I just added because I didn't want them to be in the seats so much, right? So I just used it to like put them a bit higher, so the likeliness of them being in the seat is a little lower. Alright. Oh, what's up, Kilua? Are you in the chat right now? I don't see any viewers in here. Are you watching? Or are you already out again? Alright, so that is how I made the balls, and rendering wise it was pretty straightforward. I have 2 viewers. Oh, interesting. The My OBS system says I have 0 viewers. I guess it doesn't work properly. Alright, cool, but cool that you're here. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's how I made that. The orbs themselves are pretty much... I mean, they actually have a pretty... like a little setup on how they look like, but most of this is not really visible because I built this for a different look. Came home from work right now. Ah, okay, man. Was work good today? Good working day? So I originally wanted these balls to have a little bit more texture. Can I still make that visible? I don't know. I think I changed it so much that it's not really visible anymore. But yeah, now it's basically just glowing orbs, so I don't really need much of this setup here anymore. Vistris, what up? Welcome! Welcome to the live stream. Okay, is there anything else I need to explain about this? Because maybe the shader of the environment here, of the 3D scan. So I built a group, right, like a photo scan shader group, that way, because these objects all use different materials, because they all use different textures. So I can just plug this shader in and it gets reused for all of my, whatever I change in it, it gets applied to all of them, right? So what I did here is, let's see, so I basically made it more contrasty, right? Because the original texture is very, yeah, how to call it, log based. It was a log footage, right? So it didn't have much contrast. So yeah, just gave it more contrast. Used the texture itself to create a normal map with a bump node. So it has a little bit of displacement, I guess, of the light interaction. Like, it's not much, it's just a little bit, but I think it helps to make it feel a bit more real. Then I also have the strength here. This is from... Oh yeah, this is like the lighting for like this stuff up here, for example, right? I wanted that to be visible. So shit, I should not have done that. Definitely need to rewatch the stream, how you did everything. Yeah, man, you can go back in time, rewatch the stream. So basically, I didn't want this light to interact with the environment much. I just wanted it to, be like bright, but not interact with the environment, because we are on a very tight deadline, and I didn't want to have too much render time. So it wasn't that important. So I made sure that it didn't interact with anything else, and that's what this node is for, right? So this camera ray goes into this multiply. The multiply is just to increase the strength of the glow, but that basically means, because it goes into the strength here, that only if the camera ray, or if the light ray hits the camera directly, only then it's visible. So it doesn't bounce around. It's just from camera to surface. And that makes it very easy to render. Alright. Oh, Killua wrote something long here. Don't want to disturb you too much explaining, but bro, have to say it again. Big props on the Worlds video. Was such cool to see it on YouTube as well in the live stream, and thinking about that I know one of the guys who did that. Masterpiece. I heard you struggled a lot with self-confidence, but bro, for real, you are a master there. You definitely don't have to think that you are not good enough. Big love. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, honestly, the whole experience really helped me to feel confident and feel comfortable. I think comfortable is more important than confidence in this context, because, it made it easier to work there with like having people that trust you, and it's a long story, but I'm thankful for you to saying that. Keanu Steves is also here. What's up? Alright. Okay, cool. So I think that should I did added a little bit of volume just to get a little bit of atmosphere in this scene, because we had some real fog also on the real set, right? So yeah, having a little bit of volume definitely helps to create the atmosphere. Yeah, I think that's it for the Blender aspect of this. It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's nothing too complicated. It's very doable. All right, let's go into Resolve, I guess. Orbs, CG shots. Okay, I'll just show you the compositing setup I have for these here. It's also not too complicated. I just wanted to make sure that the orbs get a cool glow, right? That the glow is a little bit more unique and interesting looking. Which frame is good to watch here? I guess this. Alright, so I used the emission pass of the EXR to just like get the orbs themselves. Then I added 3 different glows. Let me show you just the glow itself. Oh, it's barely visible. What the hell? Why is it so dark? Ah, here we go. Now we see it. Okay, so yeah, this is just the glow itself. I feel like something is wrong here. This is not glow. Because you can barely see the glow here. Huh. But I guess it's right. Yeah, so just added a little bit of glow there. Added some lens distortion to make it look like more anamorphic, right? Because the other footage was anamorphic. So I used these transform and lens distortion, just like distorted a little bit. I used this aperture. This is actually one of my most favorite new effects that I found in Resolve. Aperture diffraction. It lets you add like really cool lens flare looking glow. Right, so I used it to like get these horizontal lines that also have a little bit of chromatic aberration on them. It's a really cool effect. You guys should try it out, aperture diffraction. And then there's another aperture diffraction here. I think I use this for like anamorphic reflections, right? Let's see. Oh, maybe it's not bright enough here for that. Huh, I don't see it right now. Phew. It's very dark. It's very much not visible here. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty invisible. Alright, so I guess it's extremely subtle then, right? Can't even see it. Okay, I don't know. I did at some point and it did something, but not anymore apparently. Lens reflections. Ah yeah, okay. Yeah, this was I think what I was talking about. Kind of like getting those vertical lines. Right? Everything is so subtle in this render. Wow. Everything is so subtle, it's hard to see the difference. This prism blur is just for some chromatic aberration. So if I turn it off, like, yeah, you just get a little bit of chromatic aberration and then some film grain. And that's it. So, yeah, I guess, like, setup-wise, this sequence, these effects were pretty easy. It was more about doing it right, like, coming up with the idea and executing it correctly. So yeah, that's that. I can show you again here. Yeah. So we got one coming up, spawning in some others. And it looks really nice. Yeah, like if you, yeah, I mean it looks photorealistic, I would say. Like there's some mess going on here and there. Like yeah, just mistakes in the photo scan. Like up here is also like doesn't make that much sense, but at least what's in focus, kind of like what catches your attention, looks pretty good. And again, we didn't really have much time to make this perfect. We only had, I think we only worked for 4 days on this, 3 or 4 days. Let's see. Oh yeah, and the other shots I actually did in hit film. So this shot, for example, the big reveal, the context shot, where he looks up and the orbs get revealed. I did this completely in hit film because, yeah, again, we didn't have much time and I knew the particle system in HitFilm is really useful, very fast and very useful. So I did it all in here. It's in here. It's also just a 2D scan, 2D track, I mean. So I basically have this particle system going on in its own comp, right? Like I have, yeah, I just made these particles spawn and kind of like float away and flicker on and off a little bit. With some forces here, turbulence force and the attraction force. The attraction force basically pulls them to the stage, and the turbulence just makes them float around a little bit as if they have their own life. What else do we have? Yeah, then it's basically the same particle system for all of these shots. Just a few things adjusted to make them work with each shot individually. Yeah. Oh, this is the old version of the shot where I tried to like make some cool noise animation inside of the trophy. That didn't look that good. Ops overhead. Let me check again if there's anything interesting happening here. Yeah, this is just a test look. Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of this is pretty straightforward. You just gotta know what you have, like the tools you have, the options you have, and then just use them, yeah. There's a little rotoscoping here for this part. Quad warp. Oh, this was actually an interesting challenge, because I wanted to have anamorphic depth of field, right? So I wanted the depth of field to be stretched, but the lens blur in HitFilm actually doesn't have any option to stretch it to make it anamorphic. So I basically just, with quad warp, I just warped the image like horizontal. I squeezed it basically, right? So I squeezed it, applied the lens blur, and then de-squeezed it again with another quad warp, right? Like if I disable these two quad warps, you will see that the depth of field is circular, yeah. And with it, it's oval. So yeah, this is a little trick to get around that limitation I had. I'm pretty happy it worked. Yeah, then we got some different glows here too, some chromatic aberration. Nothing crazy, really. Like all these effects are pretty straightforward. They just need to be, it just needs to be done in a tasteful way. Looking forward for some of the finals game in the future. Hell yeah. Cliff says, bro, can I ask an insider question of that project? How was the schedule of the project, like from filming all that till it was finished? Yeah, the schedule was pretty intense for everyone, but I think especially for post-production, for editing and visual effects, because we were shooting it on Tuesday last week, I think? No, Wednesday. Okay, so we were shooting it... What, was it Tuesday? No, I think we shot it on Tuesday. Or did we? I don't remember if we shot it on Tuesday or Wednesday. But yeah, we shot it on one day. Actually, they had 2 shooting days, but one was the big day in this theater here. So yeah, they shot it on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then we had time to finish it until basically Friday night. But we kind of worked into overnight into Saturday morning to get it as polished as possible for the live stream on Saturday. So yeah, the schedule, the deadlines are really, really tough. Like it's really a lot of work, a lot of night shifts. And in the past, when I've been on these jobs, when we were doing these videos every day for the League of Legends World Championship, it was really a lot. Like it was getting a little bit too much. But for this time, since it was only a week of intense work, it was fine. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, there's not really a way around this because you don't know what's gonna happen this tournament, right? Like you don't know what team will fight against what team and what stories you need to tell. So there's not really a way around having a tight deadline because we don't have much time to know what the story is to when we have to deliver that video with that story. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. If you have any more specific questions around that, yeah, just go ahead and ask me. Okay, so these are the orb shots. I think it's pretty clear now how I did the orb shots. I can also show you guys how I did the dragons. Is it called dragons? Let me open this up. Boom. Wait, is it not part of this? Oh, I think I do have. Oh, I do have two different projects. Okay. So this one was with the orbs, and this one should be with the kites. So this was for a different video, for one of the... was it the very first? Maybe it was the very first opening video for League of Legends Worlds this year. I did some kites for that. It was also a very fun challenge. All dragons at sunset. Let's see. Ah, yeah, all the dragons. This was an interesting challenge too, because there were wait. There was one shot where I did a lot of cleanup. Was it not this one? Maybe it was this one? No. Okay. But yeah, basically rendered a bunch of these kites here. I'm gonna open them up in Blender actually, because it's kinda funny. It's kinda cool how I made those. Let's see, 3D balloons. What's balloons V9? It's just in the background defocus. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with these shots too. Like these kites feel pretty photorealistic in my opinion. I think it worked out really well. Alright, so yeah, here's the Blender file. I have all these kites here. Can I play it? Oh yeah, it's almost real time. So yeah, I basically did all of these almost in the same workflow. Like they all have a cloth simulation that has pressure, right? So this pressure basically blows them up from the inside. Wait, we gotta go to frame 0 to actually see that. So yeah, this is so this is how those kites look like, right? The geometry. And then I used actually before, like, to make them being able to like blow up like this, they need to have kind of like very uniform geometry, right? And I did that with the remesh modifier here, with a remesh voxel. So they all have like very, unified, what's it called? Yeah, I mean, you see what I mean, right? You need this kind of geometry to make it work. Yeah, and they just like pop into place because of the pressure settings here in the cloth simulation. Is there another one that's cool like this? Oh, this one doesn't even simulate. What is this? Oh, this one only starts later, I see. This one also looks pretty cool. How it pops into shape. Oh yeah, these cats were actually pretty interesting because they are only a plane, right? Like a surface. And there's no real wind interaction, I guess, is happening. Because the pressure... wait, what did I not use pressure for this? Ah, no, these don't work with pressure. These work with the wind force. I think, did we have it here? Do I have the wind force still in this scene? Yeah, basically baked out all the animation as a MDD file, so I didn't have to simulate it again. Because the cool thing with MDD files, it's kind of annoying in Blender when you add simulation to an object, you can't move it anymore, right? It will break the simulation automatically. So I like to bake it out as an MDD file, the simulation, and yeah, then you can apply it as a modifier, and then you can move it around the object freely without breaking the simulation again. Yeah, so this was also pretty fun. Kilua says, thanks for the insight. Were you all on site working on this video? I mean, Spliff and Alex wasn't there, of course, like the main cutter, or was it multiple? I was there on site the whole time. Oh yeah, I can actually show you a little, I'm editing the behind the scenes video right now. Kind of like a little making of. I can show you how it looks right now, so you can get a little bit of idea how it was working there. BTS. Yeah, let me just play this for you. It's not finished yet, but I think it still gives you some cool idea on how it was there. Okay, here we go. So this is when I arrived in London here basically, and just like wanted to try out to film some stuff with my new camera. See how it looks. This is my hotel room.
Alright, we're in the London hotel right now. We're waiting for Phil to give me the go for pigeon, for the pigeon turning dove. Yeah, and then we'll do some pigeon animation. Pigeon animals.
Yeah, these pigeons, I bought them online. Like there was a really cool pigeon asset online I bought for Blender directly. And oh yeah, but we wanted a dove, right? So I changed the textures and everything to make everything white, right? To look like a dove instead of a pigeon. Yeah, and I gave that pigeon to Spliffium, Kim, and he lit and rendered and composited it. Yeah, this is our workroom in the O2 arena. So our workroom was basically right next to the stage. You just like walked in one of the corridors and then to the right, and then our workroom was there. So we heard the practicing the performances the whole time, like Linkin Park and the other people performing. So yeah, it was really cool to just like see the stage being built, and yeah, I think you'll be able to see that here too. Oh wait, let me quickly introduce you to the team here. So the left person here is Phil Choi, a good friend of mine and the director of these videos. He's actually the one who got me in contact with Good Boy, the production company of all this, of all these videos. He recommended me to them, and then I started working with them on all these projects. And yeah, and later on, I think 1 year ago, Phil himself joined these productions too as a director. And then to the right, that's Min, the main editor. Yeah, he's an amazing editor, like really fast, really professional. He's also managing a big part of the workflow, kind of like getting everyone on the same page. Yeah, really good editor. Yeah, so this is the stage being built. This is us walking backstage a little bit. Oh yeah, this is the day I checked into a hotel, and oh my god, these shots are going by so quick. I try to really condense the behind the scenes down a lot, but maybe it's a bit too condensed. Let's see. Killer says, does Phil also do the concept and the story of that video? Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does the concept and the script, and then directs it, and also helps editing it. This is Doug, our producer, and this is our cameraman. I forgot his name right now, but he's also a Berliner, like he lives in Berlin too. So hopefully I'll be able to meet him again. Yeah, and we're here on set. This is Dave and Phil, the camera operators. yeah, then the players arrived here, the esports players, and they did their shots.
Yeah, let's just do this. What are you doing, Calvin? I'm checking shadow casting. We got some software.
Yeah, this is Phil filmed me kind of preparing the photo scanning process. We did that as the last thing on the day, and yeah, I asked them to give us a big soft light on the seats, so the photo scanning would be easier. The digital lighting afterwards would look better. Killer says, "Did you touch the Demon King himself?" Wait, the Demon King, is that Faker? Who was the Demon King again? I didn't interact with the players on this job much. The one time, like it's Faker. Ah, okay, Faker, the Demon King. No, this job I didn't talk with him. But from everyone that I know who interacts with him, he's a really nice guy, really cool and polite, and yeah, just super nice. Yeah, so I wanted them to bring up those lights, so we have soft light.
Alright, cool. We got everything now that I need. Yeah, we just get those as high as possible again.
I need them higher! Yeah, this is the footage that we used to 3D scan the chairs. Yeah, it worked out really well. Oh yeah, this is Linkin Park testing the stage. Alright, this is the first time I show them this effect shots.
Stage is actually like, remember it's down.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it can go down, it would look better.
Okay, let me try that. Yeah.
Bring it back here,
I feel like the animation is kind of
black jacket.
it like stops in the middle and then suddenly speeds up. No? Is it like a linear line?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Killer says, but you breathed the same air as him. Sheesh. Dude, actually, the first Worlds tournament I was with them in Reykjavik in Iceland, we went together to the hot spring. What's it called, hot spring? Like this open air whirlpool thing. Like we were chilling in the same bathtub. That was pretty cool. Oh yeah, they're practicing here. Yeah, I think this is the last day, the last night we were working on the teaser.
No way. Swear to God, you just said that. No way. Maybe you said I don't, but like I didn't hear it.
Ah, this is Angel, the guy. Yeah, this guy. This is Angel, our assistant editor. He's also super cool, really nice guy.
I'm Jack Nicholson in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, dude. You guys are just trying to get me down.
Yeah, that's where I am with the behind the scenes right now. Okay, guys, I think that's good for now because I also gotta leave in a moment to go to dinner with my girlfriend and some other friends. So yeah, if you have any more questions, write them in the chat on the Discord server, and then I can answer you via text too. Otherwise, I will see you. Yeah, actually, right now, how I'm handling the live streams is that I'm gonna just do them whenever I have time, like the daily live streams, right? And I'll focus more on the big special ones, like the interviews and the Blender courses and stuff like that. Wait, actually, am I gonna do a Blender course? I think one of the next days I'm doing one, right? Next week. Yes, next week we'll do it. Yeah, that's that. Alright, have a great night. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.